Lilo and Stitch, the classic Disney movie that gave us the story of a lonely Hawaiian girl named Lilo, who befriends a scary yet cuddly alien thinking that he's a dog. Intergalactic space drama ensues, people are coming after Stitch, and the story unravels to be one of the most heartwarming takes on found family ever put to screen. Thanks Disney. But as I was rewatching this movie with my wife, I started to slowly realize something deeper than what the story was telling me. There's a character in the movie that's been hiding a huge secret from us since 2002, and the answers have been right in front of us the whole time. You know who I'm talking about. The man with the shaved head, the sunglasses, the suit. That's right. I'm talking about Agent Cobra Bubbles. And no, that's not a nickname. That's what's on his government-issued ID. His supposed government-issued ID. He just so happens to show up when an alien crashes into Earth. He goes undercover pretending to be checking in on a child welfare case, yet he knows way too much. He's familiar with extraterrestrial threats, global stakes, and alien diplomacy, and when you put him side by side with a certain other suits and glasses wearing alien handler, Agent J from Men in Black, well, things start to line up pretty well. So my question lies, what if Cobra Bubbles isn't just some random ex-CIA guy? What if he's actually part of the same organization and within the same universe as the Men in Black? Now, for the uninitiated, somehow unfamiliar with who the Men in Black are, well, here's a summary of the Men in Black origins and who they are. In the mid-1950s, the MIB organization was founded. They were initially seen as a joke, but finally made contact with a group of alien refugees on March 2nd, 1961, outside New York City. After secretly making first contact with the extraterrestrials, the Men in Black designated Earth as an apolitical neutral zone for alien refugees who may no longer have a planet anymore.
They were a group of intergalactic refugees. Wanted to use the Earth as an apolitical zone for creatures without a planet. Did you ever see the movie Casablanca? The same thing, except no Nazis.
Oh.
We agreed, and we concealed all the evidence of their landing.
And those who want to live in secret among humans, agents monitor alien activity and use memory erasing neuralizer devices to maintain secrecy with the general public. So whenever an event happens that may cause an uproar with the local community, they show up and pull out the neuralizer and plant new memories in their brain to replace what they saw. They wear black suits, have access to wild alien tech, go undercover to find unregistered aliens on the planet and make sure they're blending in properly, or at least not causing issues with the human population. And some of those aliens, they hide in plain sight. They could be mailmen, your elementary school teacher, even as pets, which I'll come back to this later. So when a destructive blue alien crashes into Hawaii and a mysterious man in a suit shows up, let's just say my theory senses get to tingling. Okay, so now let's go over the story of Lilo and Stitch, or more specifically, Stitch, whose real designation is Experiment 626, a genetically engineered chaos-causing alien weapon with the strength of a wrecking ball and the emotional depth of a wet cat. After escaping from an alien prison ship, Stitch crash lands on Earth, and not just anywhere, but Hawaii, a remote island easy to locate yet hard to track. He pretends to be a dog, gets adopted by a lonely girl with no friends named Lilo, no offense Lilo, and from there things get weird. Destruction, chase scenes, alien agents trying to clean up the mess, but here's where it gets suspicious and my theory comes in. Shortly after Stitch's crash landing, we meet Cobra Bubbles. He shows up in a black suit, stone-faced, and introduces himself as a social worker sent to evaluate whether Lilo's home is stable enough for Nani, her older sister, to keep custody of her little sister Lilo, which on paper sounds legit given the circumstances of the movie, but let's be honest, it's all just a little too convenient. Cobra doesn't act like a social worker. He doesn't do home visits, he does threat assessments. He doesn't just care about Lilo, he's clearly clocking Stitch, watching him, probing for intel without trying to make a scene, similar to Agent J from Men in Black. He knows more than he should. He has a tone like he's handled alien threats before, and he always shows up right when things escalate. He's not surprised by Stitch because he was already prepared, waiting for him. Cobra isn't investigating Lilo's household, he's monitoring an intergalactic fugitive. He's not just some dude with a clipboard, he's operating on a whole different level. Maybe, just maybe, he was already assigned to the mission before Stitch even hit the atmosphere. Okay, let me break down this guy's similarities even more if you're not fully convinced, because this guy's background reads less like a former government employee and more like secret agent from a secret intergalactic task force. Bubbles had what I assume to be his first run-in with aliens in 1973, a few years after the MIB was actually founded.
You look familiar.
CIA, Roswell, 1973.
Now, I'm not sure if he was actually working for the Men in Black at this moment. He truly could have been working for the CIA or some other agency that would follow a similar start for Agent J in Men in Black, who worked for the NYPD trying to catch a fugitive on the run, until he realizes at the end of the run that this guy is possibly an alien, not human at least, and after that is when he gets recruited and initiated into the MIB program. For Cobra Bubbles in 1973, he convinced aliens that mosquitoes were actually an endangered species to save the planet, likely Pleakley's people. But also at the beginning of Lilo and Stitch, we hear that the Grand Councilwoman tried to have Earth blown up in order to destroy Experiment 626, aka Stitch, from exploring more of space.
How much time do we have?
We have projected his landing at 3 hours, 42 minutes.
We have to gas the planet.
Hold it! Hold everything! Earth is a protected wildlife reserve. Yeah, we've been using it to rebuild the mosquito population, which, need I remind you, is an endangered species.
Knowing this planet had 6 billion plus people on it and was willing to blow it up without a second thought really shows that they were willing to use such force in the past to stop what they considered criminals. And knowing the agents of MIB have such close relationships with aliens and planets that they monitor, it's no surprise that in the end, Lilo and Stitch, the Grand Councilwoman, aka the top dog of the Galactic Federation, recognizes Cobra Bubbles, mentioning that he used to have hair in the past.
Roswell, 1973.
Ah, yes. You had hair then.
That's not something you get from reading a file. That's from face-to-face, alien to human negotiation. Aliens disguised as house pets aren't new. That's not a new thing. Stitch wasn't the first to look like a dog. In Men in Black, a very prominent character, Frank the Pug, is a Romulan, an alien species who looks similar to a dog that we have here on Earth. Stack that up against what we know about MIB agents. They often have their identities scrubbed, no family, no ties, no public record. 2, they operate globally and even off-world to keep alien threats under control. 3, they blend in with local culture under deep cover, pretending to be a doctor, a teacher, or a social worker isn't outside of their means.
Okay, you feel that? Where the caloric junction would be? Push it aside. You notice anything strange? Stomach, liver, lungs?
Nope, all fine.
Doctor, they're all missing.
Cobra checks every box. No known family, no detailed history. He dresses the part, from the suit to the glasses. He talks the talk and shows up exactly when he was needed and handles aliens like it's not his first rodeo. He doesn't just know aliens exist, he's worked with them in the past, lived among them, helped broker peace with them. So no, Cobra Bubbles isn't just some guy who lucked into a wild alien case. This man might be MIB's Hawaiian field agent, aka Agent B. In Stitch is just another case file. So is Cobra Bubbles definitely a Man in Black agent? Well, Maybe not. I mean, we don't have the neuralizer to really solidify this theory. I feel like Stitch has caused so much havoc on the island that he would need to just be neuralizing the whole island. But at the same time, they just assume that he was a badly trained dog, which is a fair assessment. But the coincidences, they're stacking up like pancakes at the conspiracy theorists' brunch. It's all there. Cobra's backstory fits, his demeanor fits, his very casual relationship with alien life fits, and the way he shows up right as an intergalactic fugitive touchdown, that's straight out of the MIB playbook. Sure, Disney never officially said he's part of the MIB, but the Men in Black movie came out in 1997. Lilo and Stitch dropped around 2002. 5 years is more than enough time for a little creative inspiration to slip through the galaxy. I definitely understand that there's some overlap style-wise, or maybe, just maybe, Disney and Sony already teamed up and Cobra Bubbles is the first crossover agent we've ever seen just in animation form. I don't know, I feel like I have some pretty strong evidence to prove my case. Y'all let me know what you think. Am I crazy? Next time you rewatch Lilo and Stitch, pay attention to him a bit. Maybe rewatch Men in Black 2, but until next time, I'll catch you all later. Stay curious.